A man who jumped from a fourth-floor balcony to evade arrest will remain behind bars on fraud charges ahead of his trial. This is Muhammad Omar. Shortly after that jump, he was caught on camera limping away. Omar is one of 15 people charged by the DOJ last week in Minnesota's ongoing fraud crisis. Our Adam Duxer was in court today as Omar's attorney pleaded his case at an attainment hearing. Good afternoon, Adam.
Yeah, Reg, that detainment hearing wrapped up just about 45 minutes ago. Omar himself appearing in a wheelchair. They say he's got a broken leg, and he was flanked on both sides by U.S. Marshals. And the federal government arguing to that federal judge, saying if he were to make an attempt to flee once, they believe he would make an attempt to flee again. Even if he was wearing a GPS monitor, they feel he would make an attempt to flee, not just Minnesota, but potentially even the country. And of course, the judge siding with that argument today. But again, this video shown during last week's press conference with U.S. leaders showing Omar after jumping 4 floors to evade arrest. They showed it once more in federal court this morning. Omar's attorneys argued he was sleep deprived at that moment from taking care of his newborn child. They say he jumped in a moment of panic. Federal prosecutors challenged that idea, saying any sort of momentary panic went out the window when Omar later drove himself to his cousin's house in Blaine, and his family got rid of that car, suspecting the feds could be watching. They also argued that Omar has multiple properties in Kenya, as well as both his parents in Somalia, as well as an 11-year-old child. In the end, a federal judge saying, yes, Omar is a flight risk, and he will stay behind bars no matter how long this trial will take. Of course, he was accused of healthcare fraud, stealing potentially millions of dollars that was meant to go towards programs. They say he allegedly misused that money, and it is a penalty that could potentially lead to a maximum of 10 years behind bars in prison if he is convicted. We'll continue to follow this trial, but we will have the latest on this case and what happened in federal court this morning tonight on the news at 5 o'clock.
Thanks a lot, Adam.